Most people are slowly losing ability to move and experiencing increasing pain over the years. And then the spiral goes down. The typical treatments are built around massages, pills, limited moves, and sometimes even surgeries. In many times, this means just treating the symptoms. But if you want to feel young, powerful, and be able to throw that one punch KO, then you have to move easily and without the pain. Hi, Radek here with Broken to Fighter series, where I'm explaining how we can turn from the busy professional at 40 plus into the guy who can literally go and fight. Today, I'm going to show you some of my routines to be able to move well without the pain, which is one of the fundamental block for being able to fight, and it also helps with the love life. Joints have been created to move, and it's almost like use it or gradually lose it. Therefore, the point of this training is to move the joints in various directions, the ones that they were made for. And the main principle here is to employ the relevant muscles to do the intentional move and test the feeling in the end range and learn how we can build up confidence in there and hold in there or hold in certain position. And here we are typically aiming for 10 to 20 repetitions. Everything is done in relatively slow and controlled pace, and you shouldn't feel any pain. You might feel a little bit discomfort, but that's about it. This is not a hard exercise. This is something that enables you to do the hard exercise later on. There are plenty of moves you can do, and the right choice depends on your level of confidence state at that day, what are you focusing on, and so on. So let me show you the ones I'm using on a regular basis. And you can do some of these pretty much anywhere and anytime. I usually do this as a part of my warm up, picking up the area I want to focus on and spending roughly 10 to 15 minutes just to do the moves. But you can choose your own way. I know some people they are spending full breakouts doing just the moves. On the other side, I know a couple of people just using the break in meetings at the work, to do this type of exercise. And both of the ways have generally the same effect, and both of them are better than doing nothing. Enough talking, let's get to the moves. There will be 4 categories. The first one, neck and shoulders, then spine and lower back, then hips and knees, and last but not least, I will connect the full body and show very simple punch practice. So the first group, neck and shoulders, this involves things like moving shoulders up and down, or front or back, and doing, for example, the circles in the back or circles the other way around. Then you have airplane twists to rotate the shoulders in both directions. And then you can come to the neck moves like this. And ideally finish it with some sort of arm rises in the side or arm rises in the front. And just remember, everything is slow and you try to reach your end range of the motion and a little bit push there to get confidence in that. The next group is spine and lower back. This contains exercises like leaning to the side, so you build confidence and eventually stability when your body is not in the line. Then you follow up with things like hinges, where you go focusing on having your back straight and really hinging in in your hips. So once you finish hinges, you can follow up with, bend forward and go even more down to touch the ground or even below. And if you have a mat, and drop on your knees, and you can slowly try cat cow position or bird dog position, and really focus on getting there slowly and staying in the end range. Now, this type of moves where other than the side leans, it was mostly to exercise your spine, in the forward backward direction. The next step is to rotate the spine in various directions, and for that there are exercises like bent knee viper or thoracic rotations, or for example scorpion. So try those, and again make sure you are feeling the move, the right move, and you are holding in the end direction. So that was regarding spine and lower back, and the third area to focus on is hips and knees. And for that you can start with the variation of external rotations and internal rotations. For internal, I like to do it on the side when I put something in between my knees, like can be foam roll or just a towel. And then when I go up with the knee, I'm trying to do everything in a controlled way so I feel my muscles being employed. Then you can do the hip movement. You go on one knee and try to move your hip forward. This is especially good for making your hip flexors to work. Just make sure you do it in a way that you are slowly, increasing the range of motion in every set so you don't overdo it. And if you are having hard time to do it just on the ground, you can use a stair, and that's way more simple. Now you can finish it with with a minute or two of the deep squat. And also what I like to do is to stand and lift one of my knee as high as I can and hold it for 30 seconds. This is really good for hip flexors. Okay, so these were individual parts. Now let's connect the full body into something useful, and it's very simple punch practice like 1-2 combination. And this is something that almost anybody can do. It's not some super complicated gymnastic trick. So the strong punch is the work of the full body, not just your hand, right? It goes from toes, knees, hips, shoulders, and then finally the hand. And a simple jab straight practice can look like this. Some guide points. First one is that range goes over the speed. So if you can't make the range slowly, you just won't be able to do it fast that anyway. So first focus on range and then worry about the speed later on. The next point is to learn how to keep the balance. You just cannot throw the punch and get out of the balance. That's dangerous. The third point is that your eyes always looks to the target. You don't punch like this. You always, when you're punching, you always look to the target. And last but not least is that after each combination, you should return to the stance properly, even at the cost of the time. And that's the lesson for today. So before you do any hard exercise, make sure your body can move well and without the pain. It will increase your performance and also decrease the risk of the injury. And there are many ways how you can practice the move, and you can get it into pretty much incredible level. I'm not there yet, but I'm still looking for the ways how to improve and what I can put into my workout routine, so learning never stops. Now put your favorite move into a comment, and then stay strong and see you next time.